Cash will serve. Cash's footwork was a little suspect on that last shot. He was facing the net, never did turn sideways, or even partially sideways. It was good.
Love 15.
Coming next, women's finals. Martina Navratilova against Chris Evert-Lloyd. The 61st meeting between those two. The series stands at 30 apiece. I'm not sure how Cash knew to wait cross court, because this is where Lendl normally rolls it down the line. See, this ball is not deep. Normally Lendl goes down the line, but Cash was waiting for the cross court. He must have seen something that worked. There's something else that'll work.
30-15.
Would think Lendl would be feeling a lot happier now
Oh,
than he did an hour ago.
well, after that first set, he wasn't sure what had hit him, I don't think.
40-15.
Lendl saying to himself, don't block it back, hit it. Get that racket head through the ball.
When you stand back behind the baseline, as Lendl does, he's there so he can swing at it. As against standing inside the baseline or near it, where you might have to block it because you don't have time to take the swing. That looks like the Cash of the first set. He wins the first game of set number 4.
Cash wins the first game, fourth set.
That's the story. Pat Cash won the first set 6-3. Lendl came back 6-3 in the second, then won the third 6-4, and Pat Cash has won the first game of the fourth set. Pat Summerall with John Newcomb and Tony Traver. This is a men's semifinal of the 1984 U.S. Open Tennis Championship.
Thank you.
First serve percentage has come up a little bit to 55%. One stage Lendl was down at 38. Cash dropped down under 50, so he's gotten it back up a little bit. Cash wants to wait a minute until things settle down. Crowd still buzzing after the last court change. Again.
By the exit, please, north end. Ah! 15 all.
To watch Pat Cash hit some forehands, that was a difficult one to try. Sometimes he doesn't have the arm follow through the shot. He sort of snaps the wrist, just pops the head up the back of the racket.
Ball!
And it's not very effective. Lendl got the short ball and nailed it. 40-15.
Yeah, he's swinging a lot freer now. Getting more depth on his drives.
Versus.
Hit the tape and fell over.
40-30.
40-30.
Lendl. Games are 1-all.
Lendl levels at 1.
Didn't win the point, but good tactic. First time since I've been here, Tony, in the last, 45 minutes that he has actually done that. Taken the second serve.
And Pat has missed some forehand volleys, and I think he's a little shaky about that now.
What is he doing wrong on that forehand volley?
When the ball is low, he's not getting any underspin on, any backspin on. He's a little too flat, I think, and it's just flying off on him.
Shot.
Love 15.
Lendl has been to the net 4 times. Cash 58 times.
He's perfect at Lendl at the net, isn't he?
You'd have to wonder why he wasn't coming in more, wouldn't you?
It's a fault.
All.
Just looking down at that past champions box, Jack Kramer, Don Budge, Frank Parker. What a great moment for a 19-year-old, you know, playing in front of 20,000 people, TV audience.
Vexatious in the middle.
All those great champions sitting right on court watching you, passing judgment.
All you're going to do is admire shots like that. It's 15-30.
Well, you could try and get your volley a little deeper, too. Might stop him from doing that to you. It's another good return of serve from Lendl, though. Forced the short volley.
He's looking very confident. It would be hard to beat.
All.
This previous volley was not a good one by Cash right here. He didn't do anything with it. He sort of blocked it, didn't get it too deep, didn't have much pace on it, and he gave Lendl one more swing. And if you keep doing that, they're going to beat you. You've got to get that volley above the top of the net and try to really hurt somebody with it and knock it away for a winner.
Ace number 7 for
40-30.
Pat Cash. 40-30. Trying to hang in there. It's Pat Cash, 19 years old, from Australia. Call a fault. Lendl's walking off. Cyclops did beat. So much for that.
Gentlemen,
Crowd still shuffling around, and umpire Charles Beck asking them to get settled as quickly as possible and to be quiet.
Please.
It's an impossible task.
That's hopeless, isn't it? Now an airplane comes over as well.
All. Love.
Pat Cash has to try to make something happen, in my opinion. He did that in the first set by being aggressive, making some good shots, and he sort of pulled his horns in, has been playing more carefully, and as a result, he's getting farther behind.
15 all.
So what he needs to do now is sort of go for broke, eh? Get in there and...
Yeah, I think you got to take it away from Lendl. He has the ability. I mean, it may not happen. That's right. It may not work, but what he's doing now isn't working.
30-15.
No, staying back and rallying with Lendl is not the answer to winning. But, you know, on the other hand, if Lendl keeps a good depth on his shots, it's difficult to get in.
So let's see how deep this second serve goes and see if it's an opportunity for Cash to come if he wants to.
He can't get discouraged about that. He's just got to keep doing it.
40-15.
Second serve was very short.
40-15.
The tactic was fine, but there's a very, very short approach. Unforced errors, 31 for Cash, 10 for Lendl.
Game Lendl.
2-2, fourth set. Lendl holds.
2-all.
Again, it's easy for us to sit up here and make suggestions and be critical at times, but it's something else when you're down there. You think of Pat Cash, age 19, semis at Wimbledon, semifinals at the U.S. Open. Pretty good.
And again, you still forget from time to time that Lendl is only 24.
But he's been around a long time now. He's got a lot of experience. See some good quick hands here at the net.
Love 15.
Got a little half volley drop shot there, not quite short enough. Now the good stuff. Cash got there, but popped the wrist a little bit too much and hit it long. Back live at Love 15.
All.
Cash can hang in there in this set up to 4-all, 5-all. Lendl might start to get a little nervous because he's got to be thinking, gee, if I lose this set, suddenly it's
I'm
into the fifth.
And when you get into a set, it's 4-all, 5-all. Lightning seems to strike, you know, a double fault and a quick volley and a let court or something. All of a sudden you get a service break.
We're 2-2 in the fourth.
Perfect.
Volley.
Excellent.
That was a better forehand volley that time. And I guess the
30,
scary thing for
50.
Lendl would be that Cash is really an unknown quantity. He's, you know, he doesn't know what he's going to do in the fifth set in the semifinal.
This is only the third time they've played.
Yeah, and Lendl's supposed to win. He knows that. Everybody else knows that, at least on the record.
Oh, yeah.
All.
On the run, Lendl makes the forehand along the line, down the line, 99% of the time. Here he is, takes the loop swing, rolls it down the line.
Hard for him to get that across court because he gets it a bit late.
30-all.
They've been at it 2 outs.
That's been an effective shot for Lendl throughout this match. He's made several of them, and he's forced a couple of weak smashes from Pat Cash because he could barely get his racket on the ball.
Game Cash.
Game Cash, he holds serve, leads 3-2 in the fourth.
Cash leads 3 games to 2.
Ivan Lendl
Quiet, please,
will
ladies
be
and
serving.
gentlemen.
He leads 2 sets to 1.
Quiet, please.
Will be serving in the fourth set at 2-3.
Just thinking about Martine and Chris in the locker room, waiting patiently, and I'm sure a little nervously.
And I'm sure hoping for a wind change so those planes will go away. That's the way it is at the U.S. Open.
Cash thought the serve was wide. He didn't really come out of that corner after he made the return of serve very quickly. Smart play by Lendl.
30 love.
As he was going back for the lob, he looked.
Took a little peek, didn't he?
Yep, and he looked to see that, and he saw Cash coming in. You see winners there, 26-18. He saw Cash coming in and ended up making a terrific topspin offensive lob. Lendl's holding his shots better now. He's not rushing things. He took his time there. When Cash didn't recover quickly in the middle, he knew he had an opening down the line.
Yeah, Lendl's looking very comfortable at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Sure of what he's going to do. But that's at the moment.
Second serve.
40 love.
Unfortunately, they're starting to come over us now.
Yeah. I don't think they're as bad as they used to be, though.
No. They're not flying directly over the stadium.
Game, Lendl.
Lendl gets even at 3 in the 4th. He leads 2 sets to 1.
3-all. New balls.
Cash will serve with new balls.
Last 2 sets, Lendl's really won his serve very, very easily.
Quickly.
Yep, he's the second game of the 3rd set did go several points. Then Lendl won a love game, lost 1 point, another love game, lost 2 points, 1 point, 1 point. So he's really cruising very nicely now on his own serve. Oh.
30 love.
It's a great touch. It looks like he's going to do what we were talking about at the moment. Get the score up to 4-all, 5-all in this set.
It's that low forehand volley that, not in my opinion, not quite enough underspin for control.
The racket face is too flat onto the ball.
40-15.
Lendl thought it was a fault.
Oh, yeah, and so did Cash. I think this is a case where the serve landed beyond the range of Cyclops. The umpires get sort of mesmerized. That's Charles Beck.
Lendl wants to discuss
40-15.
There's a plane going over and he can't.
He's going to come discuss it now. Here he comes.
They call the score at 40-15. Cash says nothing.
This ball is this far out, which is more than 12 inches, so you have to call it. If you don't see it, at least look where he's standing. He's trying to tell you that the ball was out. You're just lucky the mic is here. The other way you would hear something.
Well, what Yvonne is saying is what I mentioned a moment ago. Cyclops covers approximately 12 inches behind the service line. If the ball lands beyond that, it does not beat, and it's up to the umpire to call it out because they don't have a lines person. There is Cyclops. So it's 40-15.
Tough to argue with that box. Lendl's really upset.
He leads 4-3.
The road to the U.S. Open starts here with the kids. Instruction and guidance provided by the United States Tennis Association through its grassroots programs. Arthur Ashe.
You're never too young to learn or too old to play.
Jimmy Arias began playing competitive tennis in 1973. At 19, he made it to the semifinals of the 1983 U.S. Open. Now he gives his time and talent to others.
If you keep your arms relaxed and you relax, you'll be perfect.
Tennis for America. The USTA makes it happen.
That's coming next. Martina Navratilova against Chris Everett Lloyd in the women's finals of 1984. This is a men's semifinal. Ivan Lendl to serve after the crowd settles down. He is serving in the fourth set at 3-4. He leads 2-1.
Smart play by Lendl.
Come on.
Been to the net 5 times now.
15 love.
Won all 5 points.
Cash moving all over the court. It was like just couldn't get the ball away from Lendl.
That last forehand, Cash, I thought he
Could have hit
like,
it harder.
Yeah, he hit it like he thought he had the opening. Just get it in the court. Can't get one of those first 2 points on Lendl's serve, can he? He's always behind 30 love. Hard to get pressure on your opponent. Only once in the last 2 sets has Cash won the first point on Lendl's serve.
That's a shot he used effectively in the first set. Hasn't been able to do it since.
Was he chipping it or
No, he was going over it,
Hitting
like
it
his
just like
doubles
that.
return.
Just like that. Another easy service game for Lendl. It's 4-all.
Let's see what Lendl can do here. I'm sure he'll try to pour the pressure on now. Last thing he would like to do is to get it into a tiebreaker. Up to Cash to come right back at him.
Here's all you have to do to win a point in this league. Cash is out of the doubles alley. Lendl rips across court. He gets there and gets it down low. Lendl's in hoping for a sitter. Oh, what a great point.
Good court speed from Cash.
Mm-hmm.
He's very quick around the court.
Down the line again.
There's that forehand volley, very tentative. The court was open for a decisive cross-court volley then.
Like Cash perhaps was trying to make a drop volley. Got it way too deep.
Good serve.
30-15.
Just what he needed. As I said at the start of the game, Lendl throwing everything he's got at Cash. He'd love to break serve here. Oh, another good serve. Changed it up a little bit then.
Took a little off, didn't he?
Took it off and brought it into the body.
Gets
him
it up high on that backhand side. When Lendl tries to drive that with topspin, he doesn't have much success.
40-15.
2 excellent serves from Cash.
Might go wide here. He hadn't done that for a while.
Another excellent serve. Cash holds. We'll be back with more tennis action after this word from your local station.
Cash leads 5-4.
Is Thomas Hearns the most devastating puncher in boxing today? Find out next weekend when Hearns defends his crown against Fred Hutchings live on CBS Sports Saturday. This is CBS. The 1984 U.S. Open is sponsored by Team Xerox, the right products and the right people all working together. AT&T, the more you hear, the better we sound. And by your local BMW dealer. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
I guess they haven't tampered.
The crowd really getting into it now, and Pat Cash acknowledging after another shirt change.
That's got to give him a boost. I don't think that's going to help Lendl because he knows it was for Cash. They're pulling for Cash to win this one, go to the 5th set.
Quiet, please. Thank you.
That can get the heart pumping a little bit.
See if we can win this first point here with a little chip and charge, eh? Off a short second serve.
Look out. At the top of the net.
15 love.
A little of the chip out.
That's right.
It was a mistake to charge.
Make it a little bit of a sitter, didn't it?
Yeah.
What he should have done then was stick his tongue out as he ran in full of face. Put him off.
Again, a shaky forehand volley by Pat Cash. Just had nothing on it at all.
He knows it too. He
Yep.
just had a little practice of
Yep.
He's pushing it more than hitting it, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not giving that little karate chop the punch. He's just sort of blocking it.
Good return.
That's the way to go.
30, 15.
That was interesting. He came in on Lendl's forehand, and Cash was covering the down the line forehand, forcing Lendl to try for the cross court. And he didn't look comfortable at all on it.
On serve the last 14 games.
Lendl getting stronger and stronger.
He'd better be. They're going to go into a tiebreak pretty soon if something doesn't happen.
Game Lendl. 5-all.
It's always interesting to me when you watch a tennis match. Pat thinks he was wrong, so he's angry. The other guy walks off like, of course it was. You know, it was obvious.
Level at 5 now. Lendl is ahead 2-1 in this men's semifinal. Now Cash
Quiet,
will serve.
please.
Games are 5-all in the 4th.
Nitty-gritty time now, Patrick. Tension.
No empty seats.
Love.
Good slicing serve right into Lendl's body.
A lot happier on the backhand volley
Much.
than on the forehand, isn't he?
Much sharper.
Serve and volley on the second.
Yeah, I think he can kick it over and get it on the Lendl's back, and the Lendl's standing way over, but he'll probably slide back towards the middle once the toss goes up in the air.
Good serve. Way to go.
He did that to him in the first set.
Down break point when he did on a second serve.
Love.
I get the feeling nuclear for Cash.
I'd like to see him win the set. I think it could be a very interesting 5th set.
Lendl doesn't think that was good.
40 love.
Ace number 9 in the record books for Cash. They're starting to get on Lendl. That won't help him. He's a sensitive kid.
Quiet, please. Game Cash.
Game to Cash. Love games. 6-5.
Cash leads 6 games to 5. Quiet,
Things
please.
are starting to heat up in the stadium a little bit. Pat Cash leading Ivan Lendl 6-5 in the 4th. The match has been going now 2 hours, 23 minutes.
Fans are starting to get involved now, and they're pulling for Cash to try to take this to 5 sets.
Good. That's what he was doing in the first set, huh?
Yep.
Love 15.
It's hard to figure out why he stopped doing it in the second and the third.
We certainly haven't been able to figure it out. He was so effective in that first set.
That's the first time that Cash won the first point of Lendl's serve in this set.
Real pressure on Lendl now. Not only is
Love
Cash
30.
coming right at him, but the crowd is pulling for Cash to win this game and the set.
Quiet, please.
If it gets into the 5th and the crowd are pulling Cash through like this.
I think Lendl might spin a serve here just to get the first serve in. Tried to.
Took that foot volley in the air.
15-30.
He was going to come.
Shot.
15-40.
2 set points for Cash.
That was almost like he believes he's lost the set already.
Crowd, of course, would like to see a 5th set. Ball.
Now I think you'll see Cashy coming in.
See a short second serve here.
Well, that was a good one.
Was out. Called out on the baseline. People didn't hear the call.
30-40.
Gee, if that was out, it had to be very, very close.
It looked
Quiet,
out.
please.
And you're right, it was close. It's still set point.
Cash trying to break Lendl. Win the 4th set.
And he didn't do what got him to 15-40 on the
Stayed
serve
back.
to come in. Yeah, he stayed back.
Take a chance here.
He did.
Boy, it was sitting up too, wasn't it?
He took the chance. He just didn't make the shot. Deuce.
They relieved Ivan Lendl. Still not out of the woods. First serve deserted him.
Both these guys are very, very fit.
Advantage Lendl.
Lendl's only got 1 first serve in out of 7 this game.
And he spun that one in.
You can spin that one. even at 6 and will go to the tiebreaker.
Game for 6-all. Tiebreak.
And, of course, in the tiebreaker, the first person to reach 7 points with at least a 2-point advantage is the winner. Cash to serve the first point.
From 15-43 out of the next 4 points, Cash didn't get the ball back into play.
He went for big ones, and I'm not so sure he might have chipped it and run in, charge and make Lendl beat you. Of course, that's history now.
Cash will serve 1 point. Crowd loving it.
Yeah. This is what they're hoping for, and they're getting it. And there's more to come.
Lendl will serve 2 points now. More to come, meaning the women's final comes up, and after that, it's Connors and McEnroe. There is no argument. Cash is up 2-0.
Cash going to the towel, making Lendl wait. Not a bad play.
5-3. 2-1 Cash.
Well, you can feel the tension out there now. The crowd gets all excited, then they get quiet very quickly.
That's right.
A hush.
Quietly excited.
Good play. Kick the serve in.
Been very effective when he can get it to Lendl's backhand side.
And particularly when he gets up high with that kick. After this point, the players will change ends. They play 6 points and then change ends. Cash did not do much with his volleying opportunities.
No, he's crooked on himself again for that forehand volley, not putting it away. Good play.
That's what I was suggesting when he had those set points. Rather than go for the big one, do that and get in and say, beat me, mister.
That's right.
There's your chip in charge.
You get the ball in play and you're in on the net, and the guy's got to thread the needle past you.
And he's down the set points.
That's right. 2 sets all if he misses.
Lendl will serve at 2-4. Then the tiebreaker.
He's down a mini break point in the tiebreak. Down 1 point on serve at the moment.
Cash.
If he holds these 2 serves, he gets to set points. Now, again, Lendl standing to his left over near the doubles alley, hoping to get a forehand.
Let's hope he can get a first serve in here. That'll put all sorts of pressure on Lendl's backhand. Unless he goes for the wide one.
Yeah, I was going to say, he has not gone wide for a while. I think this would be an opportune time to try to break one out wide, hit it up the sideline a little bit so it runs, takes Lendl out of court. Return by Yvonne Lendl under pressure.
5-4.
Nothing wrong with the serve. Serve was in the corner, deep.
If he'd have done that on the first serve, Lendl wouldn't have been trying to run around that.
That was just a great shot from Lendl.
It was.
Under extreme pressure, too, because he was going to be down 3 set points if he missed it.
Now Lendl serving at 4-5.
Whoa.
Missed that one by 2 yards.
Still think it's the right play, just didn't make the shot.
It was real gusty just at that moment. You could see Cash looked up at the flags blowing around the breeze.
Yeah, but I think it's different up there than it is down on the court level. It swirls down there. It is gusting a little bit.
We can get this one back into play. Goodness me.
6-5, Cash.
It is now set point for Pat Cash.
That has to shake you up something awful. When your big weapon just chokes on you.
Yvonne Lendl did not use the cords at all on that one.
No.
Hit it right on the throat.
I don't think he wanted to hit the ball.
If I were whispering in his ear, Nuke, I'd suggest he kick one up on the backhand the first serve and get in behind it.
What does he do? Go down the middle again?
I wouldn't. I'd kick it to the backhand. Lendl has to come into the court a little bit. I'd go in too. There he's got it.
Game and 4th set. 7 games to 6.
Well, we'll have another set. And right now, let's go down to Brent Musburger.
All right, thank you, Pat. I'm with Billie Jean King. What a splendid show by the 19-year-old from Australia.
It is. It's a good thing he listened to Tony Traber on that second serve and kick it high to his backhand, because even at 15-40 at 5-6, Pat was a little unlucky, but I think he tried to do too much.
Billie Jean, you have felt a crowd behind you in the past. It picked up Pat Cash. How do you respond here at the stadium? What is your feeling when the crowd falls in behind you?
Well, especially in New York, it gets so exciting. You can just feel all the vibrations. Of course, there you saw the people stand up after the 4th set. If you're the underdog like Pat Cash, it really can lift you. And of course, Pat's only 19, so this is a great experience for him.
How about the 5th set now? How will Yvonne Lendl respond? I noticed this touch of fear in his eyes, like last year against Jimmy Connors in that final.
Lendl does have trouble here. I think winning Paris has helped him, though. I think we would see even a different Lendl now if he hadn't won Paris. And I think maybe he'll think back about that match when he was way down 2-0 against Macaron, came back and won in 5. So if you'll think about that, maybe it'll help him.
You know, the winner of this tournament gets $160,000. When John Newcomb won it back in 1973, he got a check for $25,000. And Billie Jean, when you won Wimbledon in 1968, how many pounds did you get?
I got 750 pounds.
Which translates into about what?
Oh, about, well, now it'd be about $1,000.
$1,000, folks, back in those days. So you can see the money pressure that is on these players. And, of course, still to come, Martina Navratilova and Chris Everett-Lloyd. Let's go back outside now to Pat Summerall. Pat?
All right, Brent, and Tony Traber won the national championship twice. How many pounds did you get?
I lost about 10 each time, and I got a trophy that I'm very proud to have, and it's a title that they can never take away from me. But in those days, it was amateur tennis. Matter of fact, they wouldn't even pay us expense money because they knew you had to play to get a ranking.
You lost 10 pounds in weight or what?
Yes.
At least.
And no money.
You still have the thrill and the honor of being the U.S. champion. Never can take that away.
But sometimes it's hard to eat.
I should go back and be an amateur then.
Ivan Lendl now, waiting for the crowd to settle down. Sets are 2-all.
Tony, how much do you think the crowd has played in the fourth set when they started really getting behind Cash?
Oh, I think it helped Cash a great deal, and it hurt Ivan.
That's the big thing, I think. Do you think it hurt him like he was wondering why the crowd was sort of pulling for his opponent?
Well, it's just, you know, all of a sudden the whole stadium, 19,000-20,000 are coming down on you, pulling for the other guy. That can't help you.
Well, they were pulling for another set, too.
Sure. So what do you think the crowd will do in this fifth set if it gets tight?
I don't know.
Will they be even, or will they pull for
I
Cash?
think they'll pull for Cash. They like the underdog.
Do you think the crowd don't like Lendl? Is that what?
Oh, I don't think so.
No.
I think he's overcome much of that.
The other kid's the underdog, and he's younger.
Transplanted New Yorker now. The underdog, I think, is what it is. Golf is the only sport where they don't pull for the underdog.
40-15.
So how much do you think the crowd will be pulling for Connors later on when he plays against McEnroe?
Absolutely. And
Well,
I think Martina will face a little bit of that. Trying to be a journalist.
Yeah. I'm just trying to find out from the experts.
40-30.
Fourth double fault by Ivan Lendl.
That's not bad when you think you're into the fifth set. They haven't even won a set. That's not bad at all.
Good return from Cash. Deuce.
Lendl seems a little bit flat to me right now, a little bit concerned.
A little let down after that tiebreaker run.
Not getting any first serves in.
Be a let down if he loses this service game.
Got a chance to lose it.
Cash is now playing as if he believes that he can win. The whole attitude has changed.
Advantage, Cash.
Let's go back and check that times they've been to the net. Lendl 8 times, won 7 points. Cash 92 times.
Gives you an idea how they plan to play the match, huh?
A little bit.
Break point, second serve.
Cash breaks, and he wins the first game of the final set.
He wins the first game, final set.
As a coach, I'm often asked, you know, what are the benefits that players receive from a Prince racket? Ken Carlson's strength is his topspin from both sides. The Prince racket has added to that strength.
This racket is very good, so I can do very good topspin with it. You can play with slice, You can do everything with the racket.
The Prince racket gives you the ability to hit with control, topspin, and hit that serve with added power. It's the racket of the times. It's a racket that everybody wants to play with.
Play Prince. You'll never play anything less.
Pat Summerall with Tony Trabert and John Newcomb. That's the situation in this men's semifinal between Ivan Lendl and Pat Cash. Pat Cash will serve, and he's leading 1-love in the final set.
Got a barn burner here now.
Love 15.
Good depth on Lendl's shot. Service breaks the first break in 18 games, so combination of some good serving and some not so good returning.
Love 30.
Reminds me of a lot of the returns Borg used to hit off the wood that go up in the air and put you in terrible trouble with the volley.
Getting some awkward spot. Cash in a bit of trouble here at love 30.
He's spinning crazily.
15-30.
Two miss hits in a row by Lendl.
Lendl's racket's had a flat.
They say you pay for the whole thing, you might as well use the whole thing, not just the strings.
I'm just wondering if there's any physical side coming into this match on Lendl's part, as well as the mental thing of the crowd.
They've been out there
perhaps upsetting him.
2 hours and 45 minutes now.
Just have a close look at Lendl's footwork.
Bad first forehand volley by Cash got him in trouble. He's now down a break point.
30-40.
Just held that racket out, just blocked the ball, didn't put anything on it at all. Paid the price.
Court was open, wasn't it?
Even if you don't get it by the guy, you put him in more trouble.
First serve's gone off in this game. All of a sudden tossing the ball low.
Oh, super shot by Lendl. That's his favorite backhand return, backhand passing shot.
Cash gets a break, and Lendl breaks right back.
They went 18 games without a break, and then they go back-to-back breaks. Well, that's a big boost for Ivan Lendl. 3-0 in 5-set matches.
Cash is saying, can you tell the people to stop yelling out during the point?
Please don't call out during the playing of a point. It's distracting to both players, and we want to be as fair as possible. Thank you.
Nobody anywhere in tennis hits that shot better than Ivan Lendl.
Or more frequently.
Love.
Five-set match in this tournament.
$30-15.
Excellent.
Really good racket work from Cash that time because Lendl's shot was deep. A lot of topspin on it.
Got it right down at Lendl's feet.
Funny how Lendl's serve went right off at the end of that fourth set. Right, just for
That is Lendl.
Twice in a row, Lendl's gone to the forehand in the deuce court. Cash has not gotten it back in play.
Ball.
Lendl leads two games to one in the final set.
The financial world, where investing is like being on the receiving end of a Jimmy Connors serve. Here you need a Paine-Webber broker to guide you, to back you up, to offer action-oriented recommendations, to help turn the unpredictable to your advantage. Because at Paine-Webber, we believe that the quality of life just might depend on the quality of your investment.
Well played, Bob. Thanks, Jimmy. Thank you, Paine-Webber. What do I have to do? Open up a Paine-Webber account?
Lendl leads Cash two games to one in the final set. Pat Cash to serve. Lendl long. This is just the first. We've been promising you a great day of tennis here at the U.S. Open. And this is just the first in our serial. Still to come, Martina Navratilova against Chris Everett Lloyd in the women's final. And after that, the two American left-handers, Jimmy Connors against John McEnroe. So there's still a lot in store.
But get comfortable at home. Stay with us.
Ball.
30 love.
That serve to the forehand has worked well for Cash against Lendl, but normally on the first serve, when Lendl is standing back farther, when he moves in around that baseline, he gets it earlier. He's not drawn out of court.
Forehand volley again. That was a sit-up.
30 all.
Hard to win a point.
Lendl has really, on the big points, he is tightening up on his forehand.
Has not hit his forehand as well today as we normally see him. Could be the occasion.
Game to Cash. One of John Newcomb's old buddies is down with Brent Musburger. Let's go down for a chat.
Certainly is, Pat. Fred Stolle. And Fred, we want to say hello to all the folks in Australia who have been watching our coverage. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning over there in Melbourne and the rest of those great cities. They stay up all night over in your homeland to watch this match?
Well, I think they may have set the clock a little early, and it's Sunday morning down there, and they're probably having some early morning breakfast with a couple of six-packs.
How about the youngster, Pat Cash? What have you thought about his performance so far, Fred?
I think he's had a great year, Brent. He started off a fantastic tournament at Wimbledon where he kept the Aussies up there till early hours in the morning. This program here doesn't start till the early hours in the morning, and I think he's improved his temperament a lot. And as the boys have mentioned on the telecast, I think what's let him down here a little bit today has been that forehand volley. The tactics have been is to go in on a short ball to Lendl's backhand, but he has had a few opportunities to put some forehand volleys away and not done so. Also, right now, I think that shadow that you can see on the court is going to play a pretty important part in this fifth set.
Fred, what about 1-love in the fifth set here? Cash serving. Did he start to think he could win?
I think he might have felt he had a pretty good chance, Nick. And again, a couple of errors came in. He's been serving pretty well, though.
He didn't serve well in that
No, not in
game,
that game. But as you know, getting into that situation, I felt he was lucky, a bit fortunate to get out of the fourth set. Lendl didn't serve well in the tiebreaker, didn't get a first serve in, and finishing up with a couple of double faults to lose that first service game in the fifth. Then Cash has got to think that he's got a chance to get into his first major final.
14-15.
A couple of those forehand volleys, Nick, reminiscent of yours.
It's 40-15. Game for Lendl. 3-2.
Lendl leads
in the fifth.
3-2.
This match is now 3 hours old, and Pat Cash gets ready to serve. Just on the edge of that shadow. It's the big scoreboard up on top of the stadium that in the late afternoon causes that. Here you can see the shadow across the court, and here is what causes it. Bright sun in the background, and it is bright. Perfect day.
Love.
Don't forget, we're not nearly through yet. Coming next, the women's final. Navratilova against Everett Lloyd. And after that, the other men's semifinal, Connors and McEnroe.
40 love.
And Tony, speaking of all that coming up, what does this do, this long wait now, to, let's say, McEnroe and Connors?
Well, it makes you edgy, in my opinion. It's tough to sit back there at the hotel watching on television, trying to decide when to eat, when to get their hit in and all that kind of stuff. It is difficult. I mean, it's equal for one and the other, but it's still not simple. It's about 13 minutes after 4 here Eastern time, and that's about the time the men's final will start tomorrow. And this match isn't over yet. There's the women's final and then the other men's semi.
Cash gets even at 3.
This is about the stage in the fourth set where the crowd really started to get behind Cash.
3-all.
They've been a little quiet so far.
I think they're feeling the tension the same way, Nuke. They got what they wanted, a 5-setter.
Now they're not sure. They don't want to do it to Lendl again.
Right.
We'll see.
15 love.
Cashy doesn't like the call. Maybe he's mad at himself for not going after it.
I think he thought it was long.
But still, that's what I mean. But he's mad you got to go play it and hope you hear the call. If you don't hear the call, at least you've got the ball in play.
15 love.
Love.
That's what we call a young lob. Good shot.
Really held the racket a long time, didn't he?
30-15.
Got it ready early, waited. He had a good long follow through carrying that ball down the line. That was a shot that was very effective for Cash in the first set. He really hasn't made it much since then. He's gone to the underspin, the chip backhand more.
Yep.
Unbelievable shot.
Yeah, super shot. He had to go for it. He was way out of court. Right selection here. Let's have a look at Lendl. He plays it good. Nothing wrong with that. Just a super shot from Cash. Scores at 30-all. Crowd starting to buzz.
I don't know if you saw it, but Cash really had that racket back early. So when he got over there on the dead run, all he had to do was pull the trigger and bring that racket forward.
Lendl waiting now for the crowd to settle down.
Well, the scoreboard is not operating at the moment. They had an incorrect score up, and now they've still got it incorrect.
300 to 330.
If I were a player, I wouldn't be waiting. We know what the score is.
Thank you.
30-all is the score. They finally got it corrected.
Well, maybe I would if I could do that.
6 aces for Lendl.
14-30.
I think Lendl made a good play there by waiting for a little bit. Let things settle down after that last point.
Shot by Lendl.
He leads 4-3 in the final. We'll be back with more tennis action after this word from your local station.
Lendl leads 4-3.
Martina Navratilova, 1983 Wimbledon. 1983 U.S. Open. 1983 Australian Open. 1984 French Open. She won them all. The Grand Slam. Ultimate achievement in tennis. Her racket is Yonex.
Here's the last point once again. Good deep volley here. And Lendl fools him by rolling across court because he goes down the line the majority of the time. We're coming back live with Pat Cash to serve at 3-4 in the final set. Men's semifinal U.S. Open action. Been a beauty. Hope you're enjoying it.
Ball 15.
Double fault by Cash. That's 4 for him.
Not the way to start off a game at 3-4 down in the 5th. First serve left him in his first service game of this set when he led 1-love in a break. Whoa.
That good high kicker up on Lendl's backhand that's been very, very successful for Pat Cash.
Got him.
Yeah, that's a super shot off the backhand. Topspin lob.
15-30.
I always get very envious when I see that.
Yeah.
I tried one once. It went over the stand on the full.
That's about 6 points he's won with the top spin lob.
First one off the backhand.
Good serve.
Talking about Connors and McEnroe having to wait and prepare, what about Martina and Chris? They would have had to be ready to go on in the tiebreak in the 4th set.
Right. Same situation.
Get ready, get unready. Psyched up, unpsyched up. Oi.
40-30.
5th set first serve percentage. Lendl 52, Cash 45. Could be better than that for both of them. That'll help. Cash gets even at 4 in the final.
I'm surprised there haven't been more service breaks. There's been 2 in this set, but if your service percentage is that low, the first serve's into play.
5, please.
It's now getting a little tense, isn't it?
Yeah, both players have to feel the pressure now. I don't care who you are or how good you are.
You think if Cash wins, Nuke, they might open the taverns in Australia?
Sunday morning. It's a great shot. I tell you what they'll do. They'll watch the women's singles final, the other men's singles semis,
15.
and then they'll open the taverns.
Oh, huge.
It's a pretty good time to come back with something, wasn't it? That's his 7th ace.
15-all.
That one just whistled.
That was
Fast
really
Cash.
nailed.
30-15. $40-15.
Gonna hear some stomping and cheering after this game.
By Lendl.
Game Lendl.
Lendl wins the game and leads 5-4 in the final set.
Lendl leads 5-4.
5-4 Lendl in the final set. Cash will serve.
Quiet, please, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Umpire Charles Beck asking for quiet.
Tough assignment. Full house and very excited at this stage.
And Cash waiting for things to settle.
Trying to sort of steer that serve in a little bit now.
Understandably so.
Yeah, not working.
Look out now.
Love 15.
Good second serve, but he went after it. Nice to see a positive forehand volley, too,
That's what
wasn't
I
it?
was going to say. That was
15-all.
the real thing was the crisp forehand volley, because he has not done that too frequently. Looks like he changed his mind. He wasn't sure whether it was going wide or not. He
30.
looked back to sort of double check that sideline, his position in the court after he missed it.
That's a little bit of tension in there then.
You bet.
15-30.
Lendl trying to make him hit forehand volleys, it looks like.
Great get.
Oh! Not a bad smash.
Pretty fair overhead.
That's two great points he's played under
30-all.
immense pressure.
And to Lendl's credit, he is the one that's putting that pressure on.
Made a great get.
Cash can get out of this game. He's got to be on a high.
Boy, tough serve now. 4-5, 30-all, second serve. Yeah, it's match point. I thought it was called out.
I thought so too. The crowd thought it was good.
Gutsy try.
Match point.
Well, the Cash fans don't like it. I think Pat knew it was out.
He didn't argue much.
Nope.
Here's where he needs a first serve.
3 hours and 17 minutes later, it's match point for Lendl.
Deuce.
I think if Cash does get out of this game, you're going to see the crowd really start to get charged up.
They're charged up already. They'll be on their feet.
It's out.
No, it was good.
Called out.
That's called out. Yep. Not by much.
Advantage Cash. In the fifth.
5-all.
Lendl
Wow.
to serve.
Now Lendl's got to be thinking, am I meant to win this match?
Ooh, that was close.
Heard the beep, though.
Yep. Heard it again. 6 double faults for Lendl.
Love 15.
of 15.
I think it was in, wasn't it?
I think it was good. Have to wait till they put the score up.
15 all.
Yep.
15 all. It was good.
Gee, he mishit it completely. And what a sitting duck he was, too. Didn't have to be a good lob to get over his head.
Cash a bit lucky there.
He was indeed. He guessed right at the end.
15-30.
Well, this is what it's all about.
That's right. Now it's a reversal of the last game, isn't it?
5 all in the 5th. 15-30. Pressure on both guys.
Cash had his go last game. Now it's Lendl's turn.
See if Cash can make himself try to come in off the return.
Of age, a great effort. He's got the people standing up for him.
15-40.
2 break points. If Lendl loses this serve, Cash will be serving for the match when we come back.
Ooh, the serve is almost long.
It's out.
Pat Cash will serve,
Quiet,
leading
please, ladies and
6-5
gentlemen.
in the 5th.
Thank you.
Backhand volley has been solid all day.
It's been one heck of a battle.
Lendl's gotten a swing at second serves in this game. Got 1 or 2 back in play.
That was a good second serve, that last one, though.
If he'd do that in the first serve, he'd better off, because I'll be standing back farther.
He picked it, but it was too good.
Good return by Lendl.
Sure was. A 30 love serving for the match. Went after that one, too.
Oh, that's a sensational shot by Lendl.
That's about 8 times he's done it.
At least.
30 all.
Yeah, they're easy to do on the unimportant points, though.
Yeah.
It's when you can do them on those big points. Well, that wasn't big. That was huge, that point. Trying for a bit too much, I guess. Got to go after it.
Break point for Lendl.
30,
we got what's he got? 1 first serving out of 5 so far.
Yeah. If you could whisper in his ear, you say you better kick that thing up on the backhand on the first serve and get in.
I'm sure he's whispering in his own ear.
He remembers what happened in the tiebreaker. That's what he did when it.
Oh yes.
Bit of a change-up.
Well, he went after it.
Deuce.
I think he's got to go for it. Go down swinging or win. Oh, yes.
Match point for Cash.
Advantage of Cash.
Just under 3.5 hours these two have been going at one another. Great lob by Ivan Lendl.
Wasn't it?
Cash made a good backhand volley.
This crowd is standing up and screaming after every point.
Quiet, please.
Now we got to. Oh no! Gee, that looked good. Looked good to me.
Tough second serve now.
No comment from Lendl.
Certainly not going to give it to him.
There it is again. That's just great tennis.
Yeah, what a battle. Now it's break point for Lendl, trying to get even 6-all and go into the tiebreaker.
You got to hand it to Lendl the way he's fought back in this game from 30 love down.
Second break point in this game.
Cash did a lot of work in that last point too.
Ball.
Each other, Cash and Lendl.
No, it wasn't that. He was.
What was it?
Cash was pointing at the lines person who he thought made a bad call down the center service line. When Lendl pointed back, he said, "No, no, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the lines person back there." I think Lendl at first thought he was going after him.
He did think he was talking to him at first. He started to walk toward the net. But Cash was motioning, beckoning at the linesperson.
You talk about drama now. We're in the 5th set semifinals, and we're in a tiebreaker. Another terrific topspin lob by Lendl pays off. We talked about what a great athlete Cash is and how well he can jump and so forth, but when he can't get up and get those things, you know they're in a very difficult spot.
He was there for that one, just jumped a little early. I think that goes for Pat.
I think you're right.
1-all.
1-all tiebreaker, 5th set.
It's long.
2-1, Lendl.
One of the few backhand volleys, really, that Cash has missed.
Mercer.
Sort of plays itself, doesn't it?
Yep.
Three-two Cash.
change ends.
It was a risky shot to try.
It was, and he had a chance to get in, too.
Down the line, off a low ball.
If you make it your hero, you got a winner. Here's Lendl's reaction.
Crowd's going to be exhausted by the end of the day with women's singles final and the other men's semis to come.
You know, I'm going to say it now, but it's the kind of match that's just a shame that someone has to lose it.
I don't think Lendl was looking for that then. Serve out to the forehand on a big point like that. Good tactical play from Cash. I guess took him by surprise. Went to his strength.
Lendl will now serve 2 points.
First to reach 7.
Cash constantly wiping around his eyes. He did the same thing at Wimbledon, and I asked him about it later, and he said, I just perspire so much that perspiration keeps getting in my eyes. Lendl take a little extra time.
Lendl as emotional as I've seen him in a match.
6 for Lendl.
Some match points now for Ivan Lendl. Here's another look. Good racket preparation.
Somebody yelled out of the stand.
I know. I'll get him after the match.
Toss was up. Cash just fired his racket into the stands in disgust.
He did?
Yes.
I didn't see it.
Threw it way up into the second tier.
I don't know whether it was in disgust or whether someone wanted the racket.
The match took 3 hours and 39 minutes. And as Tony said, it's a shame either one of them had to lose. Ivan Lendl advances to the final. Stop with Pat O'Brien for a moment. We'll be chatting with them in a minute. Here comes the people's choice, Pat Cash. Pat chooses not to talk. You really can't blame him much.
No way.
Let's go down to Pat O'Brien and Ivan Lendl.
Thank you, Pat. I think this crowd would like to say this is one of the best matches we've seen here at the Tennis Center. They really enjoyed this, I think.
I don't know if it was one of the best matches here, because I'm sure there were many very good matches here, and you know, I feel very fortunate to win this match because Pat was playing very well, and he was pushing me very far, and I had to save match point. And every time you win from match point down, it's just a little bit of luck in there too.
A little bit of luck and a great lob. The lob worked well for you today, didn't it?
Pat was closing onto the net very much. That's why he was getting so many difficult passing shots. He was volleying them away for winners. So I said to myself, you have to try to do something else. I mean, you go down the line, he's there. You go cross court, he's there. So go over him.
What were your thoughts in the 5th set tiebreaker? It seemed to be very emotional for you. I've never seen you play this emotional.
Well, I felt very unfortunate at 5-4 when I had match point, and Pat served a good serve, and then he won the game, and then he was serving for the match, and as I said, I saved match point, and that really fired me up, and I wanted to win very badly, and I'm very happy I did.
I presume you're tired, but will you stick around and watch Jimmy Connors and John McEnroe?
No, I'm going to watch it on television unless you cut it off.
We won't cut it off. Yvonne Lendl, thank you. Let's go back to Pat Summerall.
All right, Pat, thank you very much. And right now, let's go down to Brent Busberger.